Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Good to have you along. It's 7:34, and we are running behind this morning. Lots of news in our news block today. But we do have Drew Gaffney on the line from Broken Bow Livestock and Burwell Livestock to talk about the sales of the past and the sales of the future.
Wonderful.
And whatever else Drew will bring up. Who knows?
Who knows?
Let's find out. Good morning, Drew.
Morning, gentlemen.
You know, you're one of the few people that calls us gentlemen, and it really helps our self-esteem. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, you boys need her.
Yeah. Well, so much for the self-esteem.
Yeah, you took care of that.
Thanks.
Well, let's jump in here. Good time of year to talk about sales, and you've got some good ones that you've had and some coming up. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we had 2 big days of way-up sales in Broken Bow, Burwell last week. In Broken Bow, we kind of had a great pair sale and calf sale, and kind of give you a rundown of what we got done there. Called that slaughter market, cow market, fully steady to 2 higher last week. Those top cutter cows were 89 to 99 cents. Flesher cows were 83 to 88. Low yielding cows were 58 to 78 cents, and those bulls were $1.05 to $1.49. We got into that heifer division, bred heifer pairs, cow calf pairs, heifer pairs on that deal. This is kind of how we operated there. In the heifer pair division, we had some red Angus pairs bring $2,425 a head. In the young pairs, they were running anywhere from $16.50 to $17.25. Solid mouth springers were bringing anywhere from $1,200 to $13.75, and those broken mouth springers were $9.50 to $11.50. Then we got into the feeder calf market, and we call that feeder calf market fully steady with last week with a light test on those calves, and had a great buyer turnout and great demand on some of those grass calves. Ran through about right at 950 head of those way-up cows. I know those lines were kind of long, and I expect them to be kind of that way again this week. So if you want to bring those butcher cows in on Wednesday, that's more than welcome to. We'll have guys there all day. Friday, got a big day on Friday coming up in Burwell. Going to have our annual heifer pair video auction, and going to have some heifer pairs live there in the barn, and have some bred cows available there, plus a good run of those feeder cattle. Give you a little rundown of what we're going to do there. We got in the first calf heifer pair video auction, we got 60 head of black and a few black white face heifers with February calves aside. The calves have all had Alpha 7 birth. They're tagged to match. Heifers are home raised, complete vaccination and mineral program. They've been poured. We're going to offer those, take 10 or more on those. Deliveries immediate. Location is 3 miles west of Litchfield at Good Heart Land and Cattle Company. Then we got 40 head of Red Angus heifer pairs with Red Angus AI calves inside. The calves were born in February. 30 days old on those calves. Alpha 7 at birth. Heifers are gentle and cake broke. They're all tagged to match. We're going to offer those 10 or more at a shot. The location is 1 mile west of Borderlands, Nebraska, and the delivery on those will be immediate, and they're coming from Lyle Martin. In first calf heifer pairs live at the barn, we got 40 head of black heifers with first calf calves aside. They've got January, February black calves aside, big strappy calves on this deal. They're tagged to match, have the Alpha 7, Enforce PMH, and heifers have the complete vaccination program been poured. They're coming from Gumland and Cattle. And then we get the spring cow division. They'll be live at the barn. We got 80 head of black, white face, a few red and red, white face cows. Our first calf, the 6th calf, bred to Lonesome River Ranch Black Angus bulls. Start calving May 10th for 60 days. Complete vaccination mineral program. And this will be a complete dispersion of the young cows coming from Jesse Johnson. We got 60 head of black and a few red cows, 3 to 5 years old. Bred to Black Angus bulls, calving now. Complete vaccination program coming from John Majerus. And we got some fall bred cows live at the barn. We got 46 head of black cows, solid mouth, the broken mouth, bred to Black Angus bulls, August 28th for 60 days, coming from Askin Land and Cattle. And then we get in the calf division. We got 260 head of calves coming from Rick, Mitch, and Ben Welniak. We got 250 coming from Kelling Farm and Ranch. Got 125 from Welniak Inc. And then we got 100 head of black and Fusar calves coming from Goff Inc. Got 92 head of calves that are going to be weighing 4.5 to 5.5 coming from Lone Creek Cattle Company. Got 75 of those 6 and 7 weights coming from John McCarville. Got 60 head of red Angus steers and heifers. They're weighing 5 to 5.25. Going to be all steers on this deal coming from Larry Turney. And I got 50 head of the calves coming from Ben and Jerry Bruja. And we got calves coming from Austin, Jordan Jacobowski, Tony McCarville, Lisa Bruja, Silver Road Ranch, Chris Jensen, Doyle Dowse, Tom Kennedy Jr., Tom Gretzky, Brett and Jamie McAfee are bringing some calves. That list goes on, and we're going to be adding to that again this week. One other thing I'd like to tell you about on Wednesday, I got the annual Nebraska Bull Test sale coming to Broken Bow. Bulls are going to be in there on Tuesday afternoon. If you want to come take a look, we'll have them pinned up there at the barn. And then you can come in with the sale. You got a really nice lineup of bulls on that sale this year, and I encourage you to come take a look. If you got any questions, give me a call, 308-872-1105. If you got any questions on the cow-calf pairs coming to Burwell, call Jake Gideon at 308-214-0992.
All right, Drew. We do have one question, a breakfast show question for you. There was a gentleman on the air the other day that played our trivia game. His first name was Howard, and he was telling us something about barn talk. Do you know anything about barn talk?
Mm-hmm. I do.
That's
and you're going to leave it at that?
Yeah, we'll just say we have to go to confession after barn talk.
Drew, thanks a lot. Have a super day.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, gosh, what fun. What good guys to work with. 7:41 is our time. It's 36 degrees outside.
I thought maybe confession was part of barn talk.
I don't think
know.
so.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. All right, we'll move along and have some fun on the breakfast show. We got a good guest list today. We expect Logan in yet from Arrow Seed, and of course that's always an interesting segment of our show as well. And we never know what to expect there. A little later on, we're going to be visiting with Big Iron Auction Company, Mark Stock, and we have Team Physical Therapy on our guest list, Off-Broadway Assisted Living, and Gary Superfoods. And if everyone is able to make it in, we'll have ourselves a busy show today. While we have a moment, you went and ate some good food and spent some time with some good people last night. Tell us about it.
Oh, yeah. Attended the Broken Bow Winter Sports Banquet last night. So a real nice way to honor the high school students and athletes for all of their great accomplishments during the winter sports season. Big thanks to the Athletic Booster Club who helped put on and sponsor the event. Great meal. Appreciate that. And just congratulations again to all of the students and everything that worked hard and put together another great winter sports season. We'll try to post some pictures, and they gave out awards and such. And
sure.
We'll maybe post some of that for you later in the day on sandhillsexpress.com.
All right.
So
very good. Yesterday afternoon, I was able to attend the Custer County Economic Development meeting, which was very interesting. There was some tours going on yesterday, dignitaries in town, entrepreneurs in town, if you will. And that was the reason that Keith Ellis was unable to attend our breakfast show yesterday. It was scheduled, but they had a bunch of people in town and tours all day long to different businesses and so forth, and then a great discussion yesterday. So we'll get Keith back in here. I don't want to try to explain what all took place because he certainly will be able to do that more readily than I, but had a good meeting and I think a good day here in Custer County. So we'll kind of save that for later. And Keith mentioned to me after the meeting, he says, can I make that up? I want to, I said, yeah, just give us a call. We'll get you in anytime. He always has a lot of good information. So that was a good meeting yesterday. And so some some things happening there. A lot of fun to talk about. Dreams. Don't always get them done, but you don't even get started if you don't have a dream, right?
Well, it's just like here on The Breakfast Show. We say it all the time. It begins with an idea.
Yeah.
Now, what you do with that idea, hey.
Yeah.
But we've shown that.
We
here on
shouldn't
The
give
Breakfast
lessons
Show.
on following through, but
no, but we're really good at coming up with the idea.
yeah, the idea,
You know?
not a problem here. Following through.
The whole muskrat thing never really took off, but the idea was there.
Well, that could still be done.
Muskrat tourism.
Well, just think about that. If we just could get Keith Ellis to get on board. We've never presented that to him.
I don't think we have.
We ran.
And there's probably a lot of people saying, please don't go back there and present it now. Just leave that bit in the past, fellas.
Yeah, that's one of those old sayings, don't beat a dead horse. Sumner, Edaville, Miller today, they're having tacos and rice at the school today.
All right, Sandhills Public School in Dunning, Sloppy Joe's on a bun, tater tots and Rice Krispie bars at Sandhills.
And this is Broken Bow Middle School, High School today. It's soft-shelled beefy tacos, fish nuggets with dinner roll, fresh baked turkey and cheese subs, fajita salad and tortilla chips, vegetables, fruit, dessert, and milk.
Ansley today, pulled pork for lunch at Ansley.
Arcadia, they're having spaghetti, fruit, vegetables, and milk at Arcadia today.
Anselmo Myrna today. Some of the choices include soft shell beefy tacos, fish nuggets with dinner roll, and chef salad with roasted flatbread on the menu at Anselmo Myrna today.
French dip and chicken strips at Loop City.
Arnold today, going with chicken fajitas for lunch at Arnold. And at Callaway today, on the menu is barbecue meatballs at Callaway.
Barbecued meatballs sound pretty darn good. All right, 7:46, let's play the game. We have not been too successful lately, and let's give it a try, shall we?
Okay, our questions are about Bob Dylan, because in March of 1962, Mr. Dylan released his first album. So here's your question for today. Which Dylan song was the #1 song ever, according to the second edition of the Rolling Stone 500?
Now, you say #1 in their opinion? Or?
Yes,
I think
according
so. Yeah.
according to Rolling Stone, I assume that's the magazine.
Yes.
And like their top 500 songs or
Okay,
whatever.
all right.
Okay. So here are your choices. Blowin' in the Wind, The Times They Are A-Changin', Like a Rolling Stone, or Mr. Tambourine Man. Which Dylan song was the #1 song ever according to the second edition of the Rolling Stone? That's your hint, by the way. 500.
Okay.
Okay?
Because that's a little tough otherwise
Yeah.
without a hint. They're all songs that are staples for Bob Dylan. Call us at 872-2801 and win yourself a tumbleweed meal on this Tuesday. 872-2801.
7 days a week, when you're looking for a home-cooked meal, look no further than the Tumbleweed Cafe on East Highway 2. They feature daily lunch specials that are a great pick-me-up in the middle of your day. Don't forget, you can order online and pick up too, or make use of their handy drive-thru for extra fast, home-style food. They love serving Central Nebraska with the classics, from burgers and fries to chicken fried steak and pies, at the Tumbleweed Cafe, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
And we have a caller on the line. Did not get a chance to find out who we have hooked up, so let's say good morning to whom?
Sandy.
Sandy?
Yeah.
How you doing, Sandy?
Well, I'm not doing too bad.
Good. That's good to hear. Brent has a question for you. If you answer correctly, you'll be able to go out to the Tumbleweed and have a delicious tumbleweed meal. Are you up for that?
Well, I'm hoping.
Okay.
All right, Sandy, here's your question. Which Dylan song was the #1 song ever, according to the second edition of the Rolling Stone 500? Was it Blowin' in the Wind, The Times They Are A-Changin', Like a Rolling Stone, or Mr. Tambourine Man?
Well, I'm going to say Like a Rolling Stone.
You would be correct. And because you've answered correctly, like Dave said, we have a certificate here for you that'll get you one of those delicious tumbleweed meals at the Tumbleweed Cafe. So just come on out and see us, and we'll have your certificate ready for you.
Thanks so much, and you guys have a really good day.
You
Thanks,
do
Sandy.
the same. Thanks, Sandy. 7:49, and I believe, I'm going to stick my neck out here, I believe that the Rolling Stones rock and roll band actually named themselves that because of that song.
Oh, that song, yeah. Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
that's the true story.
Mm-hmm.
It's lore or fables, but I believe it's true.
Yeah.
And besides, these days, it doesn't really have to be true anyway.
No.
You can,
And if it's not true, all you got to do is just come back and say you're sorry
Yeah.
the next day. You're fine.
Or not
Don't worry
even
about
say
it.
that. Just say, well, I thought so, but I'm not really sorry about it. Oh, Logan is here. Logan from Arrow Seed. How you doing, Logan?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a morning.
What's that?
It's been a morning.
What
You
happened?
seem a little down.
Yeah.
It's
Are
a-
you okay? You all right?
I am. Have you ever heard of Murphy's Law?
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
Yeah.
If it can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Yes, yeah.
It's been kind of like that. But have you also heard of Cole's Law?
Cole's Law?
Yeah, it's thinly sliced cabbage.
Jeez. Oh. Boy, I just walked right into that, didn't I? Wow.
Oh. Logan.
You know, I'm never going to be able to eat coleslaw the same ever again. Oh, boy.
How you been?
I've been pretty good.
Good.
I've
Good.
been pretty good.
How's the little one?
Growing like a weed.
How old now?
He'll be 3 months here in the first week of April.
3 months. So the other baby question would be 3 months sleeping all night?
He only got up once last night.
That's good.
That was fun.
Do you are you like a lot of us parents where, especially if the little one doesn't, kind of struggles sleeping sometimes, that one night when they don't wake up,
You get worried.
you freak out
Yeah.
as a parent? I think all of us have.
Yep.
I remember those
Oh,
days.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, wait a minute. Did you get up in the night with the kids? No, I didn't. Oh, are they okay?
And now, our 2-year-old, when he sleeps all night and doesn't want to get up in the morning, you're like, whatever.
Yeah,
2
right.
years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy and Nicole came over to the house with their new little gal, Isabel, on Sunday, and they had Isabel out here yesterday.
Uh-huh.
She's almost a month old now, and she's doing pretty good. But when they were over, they were telling us, or Jeremy, of course, does a little research. They have a sock that you can actually put on a baby now.
It monitors them.
Yeah, like their heartbeat, everything. It's just a sock, but it's crazy.
Do they have those for adults? Seriously, might be a good idea.
Well, you know what? If you don't sleep together, that might be a good idea. See, make sure you're both alive.
I wonder, could you put one in Brent's sock that tracks him so you know when he's coming over?
Oh, to our house?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a problem. I don't think he's coming over unless I force
No.
him to. If I'm out in the yard and I'm holding my back and trying to, lure him over to help me do something, I might get him over there.
See, this is my concern because we're getting close to the season now,
Mm-hmm.
and once they make a trip to Arrow Seed or wherever and get their plants and everything, I have a feeling that
That's-
I'm gonna be asked to help
I think that's called
as
foreshadowing.
a good neighbor.
Foreshadow.
That's foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Because it's it's going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least it won't be controversial. We already know.
yeah, correct. Yeah,
Exactly. He's got a point.
But you know what? I would love to come over and help with that,
Oh.
quite frankly, especially with kind of the cover. I'd like to see the cover crop thing that you went with on your garden this year and how to kind of do
Has
that.
it started
So-
really springing to life?
No, it's looking still kind of dormant yet.
Yep.
But we need some. I might need to water it.
Yep.
Pretty
Need some
soon.
moisture.
Yeah. But no, it still looks good and good coverage, but it's not. I haven't noticed really sprouting up.
Yeah, and that very well could be just dry weather.
And yeah, maybe I should water it.
It wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
It wouldn't hurt. I mean, we are getting towards the end of March. So
Yeah, that's true. So we talking about plants and flowers and gardens and that sort of thing. I know you're gearing up for it.
We are. We've got, I wouldn't say all of our garden seed in, but we've got a pretty good majority of it. Still got some to come in yet of new seed.
Mm-hmm.
And even the stuff that's still in the drawer from last year was
Plenty good.
Yeah. It was good because I put in a few different orders last year for seed. So you can come in and get some cabbage seed if you want.
There you go. For your coleslaw.
Yeah. That's one way I do like cabbage is coleslaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with that. It's pretty good.
Do you like cooked coleslaw?
No. What kind of a
Cooked
monster are
cabbage?
you?
Ooh, no.
I mean cabbage. I didn't mean
cooked
coleslaw.
cabbage.
Cooked cabbage.
Yeah, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I don't like the sogginess of it.
Yeah.
It's all about that coleslaw with the crunch.
Yeah, the crunch.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I got that solved. What else you got going?
You'll probably start noticing some bugs.
I was going to ask you about that.
Those are going to start gracing us
What kind?
soon. About everything's gonna
Okay.
gonna start this spring. I have a feeling we get a little bit of moisture and then it warms up. It's gonna really kickstart things. We do have some products that will get rid of those pesky pests for you, and that would be Tempo. And
Yes.
I think Dave's used Tempo a couple of
It's
times.
really good stuff. It kind of shocks you. It's got a little sticker shock to it because it's not a real big bottle, but it's so concentrated. I only used, I don't know, not even an ounce maybe,
Yep.
and I still have everything left, and I used it up at the FM shack, and it really worked good.
A little bit of Tempo goes a long ways, and it has really good residual, so it lasts for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the sticker shock initially, you might kind of shy away from it and get some like Ortho Home Defense or some of the other products that you're going to have to come back for in a couple months and get more. And by the time you do that, you've already spent more than one bottle of Tempo costs.
Yeah, and probably guessing some of those other products don't have the longevity or the sustainability that other does.
Yep. Also, the cool thing with Tempo, with this spray that we're talking about, with it being so concentrated, it just takes a very minuscule amount to apply in a fairly large area.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing with it is if you read the label, it's actually labeled for use indoors, in kitchens, in industrial areas. So it's super safe and effective.
Yeah. You mentioned one time, and it kind of made me cringe. It stays effective if it doesn't freeze, and I've stored mine out in the garage, unheated garage. I suspect maybe I took some of the effectiveness out of
Yeah,
it.
you probably decrease the potency by a little bit.
Yeah.
You might just have to really shake it well and use a little bit.
See how it works.
Yep, use a little bit just to see.
And even if I have to buy more, I'll just store it inside. I know it will probably last longer than I will. One more purchase probably at this point.
Yep. It does. I mean, you're mixing it at like 8 milliliters per gallon of water.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a ridiculous small amount, but I use it every year. Actually, probably this weekend, weather depending.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go around my house. So I'll go around the foundation, windowsills, threshold to doorways, anywhere that bugs could get in. And then in our basement, I usually go in like our storeroom, go around the windows and anywhere that spiders or other creepy crawlies might be hanging out.
Okay.
And it's a pretty safe product too.
It's very
right?
safe
Yeah.
as long as it's dry, which doesn't
Take very long.
take long at all.
It's like water, so
Yeah, and there's no odor to it. There's no color to it. It's an invisible fence basically.
it really is. It's a fantastic product. And you've got plenty.
We do have some.
Yeah. These days.
if it's like anything else, once it goes pretty quick, it might be
Yeah.
a little bit before we get it back in, but we usually stock up when we do get it.
Yeah, well, get in there to Aeroseed and get it now.
Yep.
Okay. What
So,
else you got for us?
we did send out stuff for our 5-step fertilizer program to sign up. Unfortunately, prices did increase by quite a bit, but that goes hand in hand with fertilizer prices increasing by quite a bit.
Yeah.
So,
But with that said, Logan, and you've said this other times, a person doesn't have to necessarily do the whole 5 steps.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You can pick and choose. Maybe you just want to do a couple steps. Have at it. We're very accommodating.
But it's still just a couple of steps is still very, very beneficial to your lawn.
Very much so. Yep. Just, if you do the first step, which is the crabgrass pre-emergent, that's going to not only feed your lawn, but it's going to keep that crabgrass from rearing its ugly head later this summer. So
Okay.
that's, out of all the steps, that's probably the most important one. Because if you start the year out with a healthy lawn, it's going to be easier to maintain that healthy lawn later.
Yes, I think most people have gotten behind sometime or another due to life, whatever. And boy, once you get behind on weeds and bare spots and that sort of thing, it's a pretty big job to get caught back up and have that nice even lawn. So
It is. The other step that would probably be, if I was only doing 2 steps on my lawn, which I'm not.
of course not.
I give it the full treatment. The other really important step would be grub control. Without pre-emergent or grub control, your lawn can take a beating in a hurry.
Without grub control, all the other steps that you've taken will be for naught, because those grubs will turn it into a loose piece of shag carpet.
Yes.
It's not good.
No, it is definitely not. So if you've got questions on the 5-step lawn program, just swing on in and talk to either Becky and I.
Okay.
And we can get you squared away and get you, people these days like to see what their cost is going to be before they sign up. We've got a couple different options there. You can prepay for the whole year, whichever steps you're doing, and you'll get a little bit of a discount for the prepay. Otherwise, you can just pay as you go. So the pay as you go is a little bit more flexible, because you sign up for the program, but you don't pay for anything up front. So maybe you miss a step, maybe you're going to be gone. You just pay for the steps that you get.
That's good. All right. By the way, just with Becky and you, some folks, and I put myself in this category, when you go in and you say you want to take part in the 5-step program with Becky, explain to her it's not a personal thing. It isn't like you need a 5-step program for rehabilitation of your own. It's for your grass.
Yes. That's very eloquent.
Yeah. Don't put her on the spot,
Yeah.
Tell her it's for the lawn.
It's for the grass.
Yes.
Yep. You got to have happy grass.
It's not for rehab. It's for the grass.
As a 5-step lawn program.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's like what it's called.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid if some of the folks from here at the station went in and said, I want to take part in the 5-step program, Becky would say,
It's going to take more than 5 steps.
Yeah, there's not enough
That's
steps
what
in the
she's
world.
gonna say.
it's about time. And yes, it's going to take more than 5.
So Jeremy's on our 5-step program. He could probably share some insight on what he's seen with his lawn.
Yeah.
Since he started the program.
Yeah, and his was, he had some work to do when he bought the place. So it's come a long ways.
Yes, very much so.
Yep. What else? Anything else?
Just real quickly, I want to touch on oats.
Okay.
So it's the time now to plant oats. Get them in the ground. I planted some oats on Sunday night, and thinking, hey, it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for everybody out there that I jinxed it, thinking if I got the oats in the ground it would rain. But they're in the ground, so now when it does rain, we'll be golden.
They'll go.
Yep.
What, for folks out there who are planting oats out in the ag area, what's this harvest time for oats after you put them in the spring?
So if you're taking them for hay, it'd be sometime, weather depending, sometime late June, early July.
Okay.
If you're taking them for grain, it's probably going to be sometime in mid-July.
Kind of about like wheat, maybe?
It'd be similar.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So,
Okay.
but oats, good spring small grain, you plant now and get a hay crop off of it. Then you can turn around and go right back in with another, either a hay crop or a grazing crop. Maybe you just wanted them as cover, so you don't
hold that soil.
You don't want to do anything with it.
Yeah, you don't want that soil to blow away.
Exactly.
And you want it to receive some nitrogen, and weeds won't be there.
So that's another big thing with just anytime you keep something growing on your soil, it's going to prevent Mother Nature from growing the cover crop she wants to grow. Mm-hmm. And usually what Mother Nature wants to grow is not desirable. And then you end up with a weed patch, and then it's not beneficial for your next crop. It's still beneficial for the soil because it's something growing. It's helping it's helping the soil live.
Right.
But it's not beneficial for your pocketbook.
Okay.
So
well, stop in to Arrow Seed, talk about your lawns, your gardens, your flower beds, your farm, your ranch. They're ready to go for you.
We are. We'll be there for you.
Thanks, Logan.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
News is next.
In the morning, you are awakened by the twitter of a little bird.
No, it's Dave and Brent.
I knew there was a reason I got out of bed this morning.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN. You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. A severe storm system is sweeping the South. Multiple tornadoes have ripped through parts of Texas and Oklahoma, inflicting widespread damage and power outages near Austin and Dallas. This woman lives in Jacksboro.
There are whole houses gone. The roof's off the elementary school. I don't know about the high school because I couldn't get close enough to see it.
The roof there ripped off too. Correspondent Chris Van Cleve is in Jacksboro.
The tornado left a 2-mile path of destruction. The city estimates 60 to 80 homes in this community of about 4,400 were damaged.
At least 4 people were injured in Texas. Right now, the system is dumping heavy rain and thunderstorms on eastern Texas and Arkansas. It's expected to bring powerful wind and tornadoes into Louisiana and Mississippi later today. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here is a look at state news. I'm Gavin Higgins. 2 juveniles were arrested Friday after reports of a robbery and physical attack in northeast Nebraska. At around 8:30 p.m. on Friday night, the Stanton County Sheriff's Office reported to the scene and the Sherwood Park area of Woodland Park after reports of a strong-arm robbery. According to reports, a 14-year-old boy was jumped and assaulted before 2 males wearing black face masks took his personal property and money. The suspects reportedly fled on foot and were later observed on video shoplifting at the Lil store on Woodland Park, according to the Stanton County Sheriff Mike Unger. Approximately 45 minutes later, both were taken into custody after reports from citizens that the pair were hiding near residences in Woodland Park. Both juvenile suspects were arrested on charges of assault, theft, and disturbing the peace. The stolen property was recovered from the suspects. Both suspects were released to their respective parents. Formal charges are pending. A Lincoln woman has been sentenced to probation for causing a crash last year that killed a motorcyclist. Kylie Hill, 19 years old, was sentenced Friday to 2 years probation and ordered to pay a $250 fine and to complete a victim empathy class and driver safety course. Police have said Hill was 18 when she was behind the wheel of a sport utility vehicle last March that turned left in front of 19-year-old Simon Blair's motorcycle in Lincoln, causing the crash. Blair was taken to a hospital where he later died of his injuries. Hill told investigators she did not see the motorcycle until she had already turned and maintained that the motorcycle was speeding, even though witnesses and investigators said it was not. Hill pleaded no contest in January to misdemeanor motor vehicle homicide in the crash.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, Here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NFL and more quarterback news as the Atlanta Falcons traded quarterback Matt Ryan to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2022 third-round pick. Ryan had spent his entire 14-year career in Atlanta, where he's the franchise leader in every major passing category. The Falcons also signed former Titans and Raiders quarterback Marcus Mariota to a 2-year deal worth $18.75 million, and the New Orleans Saints re-signed quarterback Jameis Winston to a 2-year deal worth $21 million. In games to note in the NBA, the 76ers without stars Joel Embiid and James Harden still knock off the top team in the East, the Heat, 113-106. Kevin Durant, 37 points for the Nets in a 114-106 win over the Jazz. Bulls beat the Raptors 113-99. Celtics over the Thunder 132-123. Jason Tatum, 36 points for Boston. And the Lakers down the Cavaliers in Cleveland 131-120. LeBron James returning back to Ohio, a triple-double to lead L.A., 38 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have cloudy skies and breezy conditions, a chance for light rain-snow mixture ending early on with highs in the lower 50s. Winds out of the north increasing to 30 to 40. Then for tonight, partly cloudy, still windy, a low of 25. Another windy day in store for your Wednesday, more in the way of sunshine, though, with upper 40s for highs, and Thursday working up to 60. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
As a parent, you know kids are amazing and expensive. But with Fabric, protecting your family with term life insurance is surprisingly affordable with a personalized policy for your family starting at less than $1 a day. It's quick, easy, all online, and you could be approved instantly. Plus, no risk, cancel anytime. Secure your family's financial future today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Vantis Life, not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungeredInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
35 under a cloudy sky. Winds still stiff out of the north, 20 to 30-plus miles per hour. Yesterday's high was 49. We dropped down to 36 overnight. We're at 35 right now. We did pick up 0.02 of an inch precipitation as of 7 o'clock this morning. Well, let's talk about getting in shape and making sure we don't hurt ourselves when we're getting in shape. Or let's just talk about better health. Do you have somebody who can help us with that?
Well, I think we do. Nathan Scott with Team Physical Therapy is here. Hello, sir.
Hello. How are you guys this morning?
Good. Okay. I was doing really good. I'm like, I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna walk this season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I was doing really good, and then this weather moves in. The wind. I don't like walking when the wind is blowing 45 plus miles an hour. So my question to you is, how big is consistency in regards to walking, exercising? Because if you go outside, sometimes the weather isn't real conducive to walking. So if you miss a day or two, I guess you're fine. But if a person is, say, going on about a week now since he's walked, is that a bad thing?
Not a bad thing because you were walking.
Okay.
I want to say I've read some research out there that it takes like 72 hours for your body to start basically losing the gains that it's made. If you're,
oh, really?
And that might be more like high profile athletes, things like that. But
well, now, Nathan, some might look at me as a high-profile athlete.
That's the first thing I thought when I saw you. Yeah. But consistency is definitely key. Any sort of walking, no matter if it's 1 week apart or 2 weeks apart, is going to be a good thing. But the more consistent you can be with it, the more your body's able to adjust. It increases your metabolic rate, increases your flexibility, things like that. So. Consistency is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a couple days, if your weather's bad and it's a couple days type of thing, I don't see any issues in that. But when you start to go on the 2 and 3 weeks between between walks and exercise, it's you don't get quite as much benefit from doing it. So it is important. Yes,
Nathan, how about is there too much every day? I'd like to walk every day, but like Brent now, I'm not probably going to. I didn't walk last night. Probably won't today because of the weather. But when the weather's good, I like to do it every day. But I kind of noticed the feet feel a little bit stiff or sore when I first start out if I'm going every day. Is there too much of a good thing possible out there?
I would say the only time that there'd be too much of a good thing would be if you are just getting into walking, and you're going to, let's say you start off, I'm going to go out and walk, and I'm going to walk 5 miles on the first day. Yeah. Now, in an instance like that, that might be a little too much, too aggressive getting started. I always recommend people kind of working your way up to those distances if you're a kind of a more of a long distance person. But as far as if you're kind of in shape, in walking shape, I don't think there is such a thing as too much. Now, I always tell people let your body be your guide. Okay. You know, if your feet are killing you and your knees are hurting you, maybe back it off for a little while and see if that plays a difference. Footwear is a big thing too. If you're like me, you like to wear your shoes for about 5 or 6 years, and there's not much left to them before you finally decide that you need to throw them away. So footwear is key too in healthy walking and that foot pain, knee pain that a lot of people feel when they first get back into it. So,
what about folks that want to exercise but maybe they do have a knee or an ankle or something that bothers them? Impact can be probably a problem. Exercise machines, how do you feel about those walking machines?
Treadmills they're lower impact on the knees, and if you're a person who has a little more severe arthritis, exercise bikes are a good way to go. You don't get the impact through the legs like you do with your walking and running. So those are good ways that you can get around the higher impact stuff. Even walking in grass can make a big difference. So if you go down to the track here and want to do some walking, the track surface is a good one too. It's kind of got a little more spongy surface to it. But even walking in grass, if you go up to Melham and just walk in the grass next to the concrete sidewalks, that takes a lot of impact off the knees too. So that's another way that you can get around that.
Well, Brent, I think you've been walking up by the hospital around the parks.
Yes,
that's cement, but it's nice and wide, and you could walk on the grass there too.
You can, yep, easily.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. We have a nice walking trail up there, and it gets a lot of use on those nice warm days.
A lot of use.
See people up there.
That and dogs, right?
Yes, exercise and the dog too, which is good.
Yes.
I've got to ask you a little bit about sports because we're moving into a new season now. Mm-hmm. I visited with the Broken Bow track coach, Ryan Wojtovic, and some other track coaches, and we always talk about that transition period from winter sports to track, and there's always a difference, right, in conditioning and training when you move from one sport to the next. I know you guys deal with our high school athletes a lot. Has that transition been going pretty good as you guys have watched it, or do we still have the shin splints and all of that stuff?
I would say so far we're off to a pretty good start. Now we have a few people in that start to get those. Believe it or not, track is probably our busiest sport for athletic injuries, just because it's a lot more of the overuse type injuries, the hamstring strains, the shin splints, the plantar fasciitis, things like that, where maybe the athletes aren't quite conditioned into running the distances and the kind of the consistent running that track involves. So it is one of our busier sports, I would definitely say, which most people, that shocks people because you don't have the high impact of basketball and elbows flying and football and wrestling and things like that. So, but it is one of our busier sports. So far, we're off to a good start. It seems like our coaches are doing a good job of having a good workout routine and plan to start the season off. Track too, you always, beginning of track season, it might be 30 degrees and snowing, or and you kind of the way this year's been, they're yo-yoing back and forth between nice hot days and cold windy days. So the weather plays a part in it too. So adjusting your workout plans based off of what the weather's like outside definitely can help in preventing and reducing risk of injuries as well. So
hydration still important in a sport like track?
Yes, absolutely. Hydration is important in any sport, even if even during your normal job, if you work more of a more physical job. I'm not the best at it. I need to drink more water, and that's something I know I should work on. But definitely, even in just your everyday lives, I have a lot of patients that I see that talk about at the end of the day, they're laying in bed or go to bed and they get a cramp in their leg, and it's not much fun. I can tell you that much.
It's one of the things you really don't want to wake up to. And,
no,
and
then you get tangled in the sheets and you can't get out. And,
you need to stand on it. You know you do, but those are painful, and they can make your leg sore for a little while too.
Yes,
so.
Yep, they can.
Yeah. All right, and the hospitals, the surgery rooms, all of that is full steam ahead now. So. I know you kind of talked to us before about if you're getting ready for a surgery, a good idea to come into Team Physical Therapy and maybe get in shape before you have the surgery or get yourself stronger, and then, of course, afterwards as well.
Yes, you can absolutely tell. We have some people who come in long before their surgery and start their exercise routine and flexibility and stretching routine before the surgery, and you can definitely tell a difference between those who have kind of put the work in before surgery and the ones who just kind of spur of the moment decide to do surgery and didn't maybe put as much work in before. Those rehabs definitely go smoother, they go quicker, they're less painful, and I always tell people, some of the exercises have funky names, so when you're in the hospital room and you're kind of out of it from anesthesia and pain meds, and I tell you I want you to do quad sets and straight leg raises and whatnot, you already know what I'm talking about, so it's not quite as much to have to try and remember all that stuff. So it becomes second nature, and it definitely leads to a quicker and maybe more successful rehab.
Those are planned setups, but you folks welcome walk-ins as well, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. We try to be as well staffed as we can in all of our locations to accept any walk-in evals. Broken Bow, we have plenty of therapists that we can usually make it work to get you in right away, or maybe a short just little wait for us to get you in. So we try and do that. We try and help out anybody in need in the area when they need it.
Also, something that you probably avoid a little bit, I would if I was in your position, if I was a therapist, is paperwork. And there's always insurance, but you have great people up front that take care of that. And I shouldn't have accused you of avoiding it, but there is part of that where some insurances apply to what we're talking about here, right?
Absolutely. Insurances, that is nothing. I don't want to know the insurances. We have some awesome billing people and office staff that they're knowledgeable in all of the different types of insurances. So if you are worried about, is this going to be covered if I come in, you can always give us a call and we can send you to our billing staff and they can let you know what you need to do, or if you're able to just pop right in. Insurances, they change every year. So I don't try to learn them because it's just going to change the next year. I just let our billing office handle that, and they're great. They help me out a lot and let me know what I need to do and what patients need to do as well. So
yeah, that's how it works for everybody.
Yes,
you need to be with the patients, and they help get set up so that they can hopefully save some money. And
absolutely, and try and look out for our patients as best we can in that aspect.
Okay. So did you have any other questions, Ben? I think you probably have the Final Four on your mind or something like that.
Is your Final Four still intact?
Oh, gosh, no.
No?
Nope.
Mine is. My Final
really?
Four
Good
is.
for you.
Yeah, and I didn't do real good in the opening rounds, but my Final Four is still together.
Kentucky ruined that for me.
Yeah.
I think Auburn ruined that for me as well. So not great. Not great. But that's okay.
There you go.
I love to watch those upsets. It's always an exciting time. It's not like college football where Murray State can go out and beat Alabama or something like that. Come around basketball season, it's anybody's game.
It is. Was there anything you wanted to mention?
I'll mention one thing. We are getting into, hopefully we'll start to see some warm up here and getting into that gardening season, yard work season. Encouraging people to maybe not just go crazy, get one nice day and decide that you need to check off everything on the list. I definitely recommend people kind of slowly working their way into it. I see a lot of people who say that they spend a lot of times on their knees in their garden doing things, and I know a lot of them probably have no business being on their knees. Set yourself up for success in those situations. They make good gardening benches where you can sit or kneel on that kind of make it a little easier, a little more cushion on the knees, easier to get up and off the ground. So set yourself up for success is my main thing, because it's going to get nice and people are just going to go wild. I know that they are, but help yourself out in those situations.
And the back comes into play there too, real quick. You realize how maybe your core isn't what it used to be when you're bending over working on a plant or something like that.
Yeah. We didn't get much exercise in over the winter scooping snow. So
no, we didn't.
We've really been kind of out of shape. So,
all right, boy, a lot of things coming up where we need to be flexible and ready to go, and Team Physical Therapy is ready to go for you.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Nathan, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Brent.
Thank you, Dave.
We'll take a time out. Mark Stock's on the phone. We're going to talk to him next.
Geared for Sports on the west side of the square in Broken Bow is there for you when you're gearing up for your sports endeavors. They have you covered for spring and summer, and from head to toe if you need it for track, baseball, or softball. Don't see what you're searching for? Make sure you talk to Scott. He'll do what he can to get it for you. Geared for Sports, always ready to go the extra distance for their customers. West side of the square in Broken Bow.
The Custer County Quiz Bowl has been rescheduled, and we'll be there to broadcast some of the bright young minds of the area. Wednesday the 30th, listen or watch as area teams compete in matches of knowledge. We'll go live mid-morning and broadcast until a champion is crowned. Listen on KVBN or watch the Sand Express YouTube or Facebook pages live. The Custer County Quiz Bowl, live on Wednesday the 30th.
It is 8:25, and right on time is Mark Stock. On the Brownfield Network this morning, Mark, they were talking about there's a whole bunch of new machines sitting on implement lots that don't have all the parts they need to be able to be sold, and the demand for used equipment is as high as it's ever been. And here you are with Big Iron ready to go for the folks out there. Have you seen lots of activity there?
We're seeing a lot of activity, and we're seeing a lot of new record prices met every week. And it is interesting to see a tractor that 2 years ago that would have sold for $120,000, bringing $175,000 today, just because you can't get the tractors to do the work that needs to get done. A lot of these folks are retiring, and the people that are taking over their operations, whether they have, a couple extra quarters to farm or an 80 acres or whatever the case may be, they need more equipment to get that work done, because not only is the machinery a shortage, but the labor is a huge shortage. So to offset that, people need to get a bigger tractor and upgrade their planter from maybe a 12 to a 16 row, or from a 16 row to a 24 row. And we're seeing a lot of folks going from 24 rows now to 36 rows, just because they only have one or two people in their operation, and they got to cover the acres as efficiently and as fast as they can with the labor pool that's out there. So anybody looking for a job that you want to be in a farm or a ranch operation, we talk to a lot of people every day that keep saying, boy, I tell you what, I need some more help. I need some more help. That's just kind of the way the economy is right now. And we're seeing these prices sell really good, not only in the machinery, but also in the land. And today, folks, in Hall County, we've got 2 gravity irrigation tracts of land by Caro, Nebraska, that will sell at 10 o'clock on BigIron.com. Stoltenberg and Wortman are the owners of a 66-acre tract of gravity land and 83 acres of gravity land. Rex Mahoney is handling this real estate transaction. If you're looking for an investment opportunity, please call Rex. He will be at the Ramada Midtown in Grand Island as this auction concludes, if you just want to drive to Grand Island. But you don't need to do that. All you need is an internet connection, and you'll be good to go, folks, with bidding on this farm in Hall County. Then we've got some land in Reno County, Kansas, selling at 11 o'clock this morning. This land is owned by the Oklahoma Christian University, and it's over by Sylvia, Kansas, 241 acres. There's some land of this in CRP, But what's really getting a lot of people excited, there's 56 acres of growing wheat on this property. And that wheat's worth over 10, in some places $11 a bushel. So a lot of people getting excited about that. The buyer receives a third of that crop of the harvested wheat. But Mike Campbell is the real estate agent that's handling this transaction for the owners. Once again, the Oklahoma Christian University. And that property will sell at 11 o'clock today on BigIron.com. Then this afternoon, folks, a lot of livestock sales. We've got 99 different lots, and each lot could be one animal, could be 10 animals, but a lot of high-performance bulls, folks, a lot of powerful EPDs on these animals that are selling today for Blue River Beef out of Davenport, Nebraska, Del Vic, Paul Schleck Longhorns out of Scribner, Nebraska, Johnson Angus out of Sidney, Nebraska, Schultz Farms out of Caro, Nebraska, Twisted Land and Cattle out of Hitchcock, South Dakota, Burke Cattle out of Genoa, Nebraska, Three Cedars Farms, Hidden Pines Cattle out of Versailles and Sedalia, Missouri. We've got Lenetics Ranch out of Martell, Nebraska, Travis Clark out of Guthrie Center, Iowa, Cruz Angus out of St. Edward, Nebraska. These are some reputable, powerful names in the livestock breeding business, folks, and they are selling their livestock to the highest bidder with no reserves today on BigIron.com. We sure encourage you to dial up those animals and take a look and then bid with confidence on the Big Iron website today. And then, of course, we've got the big sale on Wednesday. So there's over 2,600 items, a lot of retirement sales. Benjamin Ashcroft is retiring. He's from Arkansas, but boy, check out his John Deere equipment. Jerry and Sherry Krause are retiring from Ogallala, Nebraska. Just an outstanding lineup of Case IH equipment. Lawrence E. and Magdalene M. Keeber Trust. They're from Spalding, Nebraska, and that equipment will sell. They got a 4055 two-wheel drive John Deere tractor getting a lot of attention. Plus, they've got a John Deere folding drill. It's a 455 2021 model that's getting a tremendous amount of attention. Robert and Shelley Noonan, they're retiring from Humphrey, Nebraska. Now, Bob has been an instructor at the Northeast Community College in Norfolk, Nebraska for a great many number of years. And today he's selling his John Deere 4020 tractor, and 100% of those proceeds are going to the Northeast Community College. So you make a donation to the college, and then you drive away with his John Deere 4020 tractor. That's pretty much the way that's going to work today or tomorrow on his retirement sale. Then Roger and Pam Frickle, they're retiring from Atkinson, Nebraska. These folks have bought their Case IH equipment brand spanking new. They got a 6088 combine and the Draper head and the corn head that they bought brand new. So you're going to be the second owner on a lot of Roger and Pam's equipment that is selling tomorrow. Trier's Land and Cattle Company, they're retiring out of Gibbon, Nebraska. They got an AgChem Rogator, some outstanding equipment. Terrence Schramm is retiring from Yankton, South Dakota. Thomas and Donna Glessinger out of Belleville, Nebraska, retiring. And then a special sale here on Thursday, March the 24th, in Mound Ridge, Kansas. MJ's Truck Repair and Equipment Auction is going to be sold to the highest bidder. 754 items on that special Thursday edition sale on BigIron.com. A lot of brand new truck parts and trailer parts. Check it all out, folks. That's a big sale in Mound Ridge. That's what's going on this week. And then hold on to your hats for next week, folks, as there's over 5,000 items selling on our two-day end-of-the-month sale. Plus, we've got the injection and turbo sale in Topeka, Kansas for Steve and Lou Hurd. They have been overhauling injection pumps and turbos their entire life. And do they have some real fancy diagnostic equipment that will sell on their retirement sale? Just go to the Big Iron website for all of that information, plus some additional land selling in Clay County, Nebraska next week as well.
Boy, I always love listening to your reports, Mark. It's fascinating to hear about all the different places that things are brought up to the Big Iron auction block. It's pretty amazing to listen to, and Brent and I were kind of thinking about your business being so successful because, honestly, you were ahead of the curve, and you had everything up and running really well early on, and boy, people just are using the Big Iron auction block more and more. It's fun to hear.
Well, we appreciate that. I know we got to give a lot of credit to some real smart people back in the late 90s when the internet was still on a dial-up, and they kept talking to Ron Stock and Mark Stock. These folks, Brian Schultz was one of them, and unfortunately he got killed in a car accident. But he kept telling us, you guys got to start broadcasting your open outcry sales over the internet. I thought he was crazy at the time. But, we kept thinking about it going, as it develops more and more, it probably is going to take hold, but it's probably going to be 10 or 15 years later. And, it took about 4 or 5 years for the farmers to get used to it because they were going, what is this internet thing?
Yeah.
We're at an open outcry sale, barking out the numbers, and all right, folks, we got the internet available here today. Those people that are staying back at home, they're going to be bidding. They get going, why do they get any preference? I'm out here standing in the cold and the heat and the snow and the rain, and everybody else is sitting at home. I said, well, you can do it too. Well, I don't even have internet at my house. Well, that has all changed.
Yeah.
There's these satellite internet services now that you can, that Musk, whatever his first name is, Liam Musk.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy the equipment and you can have satellite right out in the rural America where you don't have fiber sent up to you, and it's just as fast as fiber. And I know people will spend a lot of money on a tractor or a new pickup or on a planter, on a combine, and one of the most important investments you can make is access to the internet and having a computer, because you can find a tractor or a combine maybe in a different area, but maybe it's $10,000 or $15,000 less money than one you're looking at somewhere else. That just paid for your computer and your internet for 2 years.
No kidding.
So you got to take advantage of the technology that's out there. I know it's kind of tough for some people to wrap their head around it. I've got gray hair, so it's kind of hard to stay pushing buttons thinking I'm going to break something, but my kids keep telling me, Dad, you can't break it, keep pushing buttons. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, you're doing a good job. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you later.
Yep, take care. All right, Mark Stock, our guest. It's 8:35. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
It's that time of year. Time for trade-in days at Beaubouterie. Welcome in the spring season by bringing in your old shoes, purses, hats, or boots to trade in on something new. New spring styles are coming in and we're putting them on the shelves. You simply must come in and look at them. There are fun and beautiful colors galore. Trade-in days going on right now at Beaubouterie on the Square in Broken Bow. Proud to be your home-owned shoe store.
Varney Health Mart in Broken Bow has a great selection of vitamins and supplements to help your body stay strong. One Daily Men's tablets, 100 count, are $6.49. One Daily Women's 50 plus 65 count are also $6.49. One Daily Men's 50 plus 65 counts are also marked at $6.49. 65 milligram iron tablets are $4.49. Save on vitamins, supplements, and more at Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Manor in Callaway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Callaway. The Grand Generation Manor.
Here at Bruning Bank, our roots run deep in Nebraska agriculture, and we are proud to work with farmers and ranchers every day to grow and improve their operations. In honor of National Ag Month, we want to recognize all those who work in the ag industry and say thank you. These past few years have not been easy, and you have shown your resilience and dedication to your land, crops, and livestock productions. Bruning Bank is proud to support your operation by providing you with all the financial services you need, from checking to loans to useful business technologies. Bruning Bank, build, grow, thrive, member FDIC.
20 minutes before the hour of 9 o'clock, I received a note yesterday, Brent, a text actually. That it was Dallas Beechler's birthday.
Yesterday it was?
But I received this today, that it's Dallas Beechler's birthday today.
Oh, okay. Well, Dallas is such a special person, he might have two.
Well, that, or I was thinking Dallas likes to celebrate his birthday a lot. He might have sent the text yesterday before it was really his birthday so he could have us mention it 2 days.
Oh, okay. So, all right. A question now, after you just said that. Dallas was the one that texted you and said it's going to be my birthday, or it is my birthday? He's the one that texted you.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
It was someone else. But I wonder if he told that person it was his birthday.
All right.
And then we didn't get it mentioned yesterday because I didn't get birthdays for Monday. I got them for Sunday, so we were a day behind.
Okay.
So his trick kind of worked, if it was a trick.
Yeah.
But Dallas Beechler is celebrating his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Dallas. What a great guy. Had a lot of fun working with him doing sports back in the day, and good person.
Yep, a lot of fun. And he's celebrating his birthday. And if you're celebrating your birthday today, you're celebrating with Reese Witherspoon, a very good actress. She's 46 today.
Really?
Yep. She's a very driven person. I happened to see a piece on her that was very complimentary, but also showed she has a lot of drive in acting and other ventures as well. So she's been very successful with things like Big Little Lies and some other things. June Carter in Walk the Line was one of her very, very good acting. Yeah.
I want to say she won an Oscar for that role.
I think she did.
Yeah.
William Shatner.
Yes. Beam me up, Scotty.
Well, he just got up in space and back here a while back.
Yeah.
They took him in space. And he's 91 today.
Really?
Yeah.
91.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. James Patterson, best known for his popular mysteries and thrillers. He's a writer, best-selling author, has sold more than 300 million books, and he is 75 today. And Rick Harrison is 57 today. The owner of the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop gained fame in the History Channel's Pawn Stars.
Oh.
He's quite a character. Have you ever watched that?
I may have seen an episode or two, but no, I don't. We did get into, it wasn't Pawn Stars, it's where they, what was the show? I'm sure it's still on. Maybe some of the people have changed, but where they go and bid on the, the storage lockers.
Oh, yeah.
Where they go and bid on the storage lockers and you don't know what's inside it, but you bid on it, and then we watched that quite a bit for a while. But that's not Pawn Stars, is it?
No,
that's something
that's
different.
A different show.
Yeah.
The storage one seems to
Storage
be...
Wars.
Storage Wars,
Is that what it was called?
I think you're right. And it was hard after a while to believe that they didn't know what they were buying there when they were bidding on it.
Yeah.
But it worked for a while.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, it's National Goof Off Day today.
Really? All right.
An excuse to stare off in space, take a break from the usual routine, and do something fun. As long as you're not a surgeon or something like that. You don't want your surgeon to be goofing off.
No.
It was celebrated first in 1976. It was celebrated in Michigan and became a nationwide National Goof-Off Day. I don't know if you really need a day for that, but anyway. It's also National Water Day, celebrating that clear water that we drink instead of soda and coffee.
That's
Nathan
a good
was
idea.
just talking about how important that is, and I'm like Nathan. I probably all need to drink a little more water, but for folks who are a little bit older, longer in the tooth out there, just seems crazy that you pay for water in a plastic bottle. Just still bugs us.
Yeah. And a lot of us do.
Oh, man.
Go in and get a water.
It's really not
pay a couple of bucks for a water.
Yeah, $2 for a water. If you're at a concert, you can pay $5 or $6 for a plastic bottle with water in it, where you have no idea where the water came from. If you get it out of your own spigot, you know. Yeah. This is also the 40th anniversary of Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast.
Oh.
The Mac Daddy of heavy metal albums turns 40 today. The Number of the Beast dropped on this day in '82 and proved that distorted guitars, wild vocals, and driving drum beats could go mainstream. The first album to feature Bruce Dickinson topped the British album charts and was a top 40 smash here in the U.S. And so heavy metal made the top 40 in '82. I want to say something about Shelley Apperson.
Do you now?
Going
Okay.
from heavy metal
All
to
right.
Shelley Apperson.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. Shelley has been doing the shows in the evenings, Monday through Friday on KBBN. I think she starts her shift at 7 o'clock, and I usually have the radio on in the kitchen and listening to classic rock on KBBN. She rocks.
Oh, well,
Shelley
good.
Apperson rocks. If you haven't been listening lately, give Shelley a try. I've been walking, too, as we were talking earlier, and taking along the phone and listening to KBBN and enjoying Shelley's music and her intros and outros. Fantastic. Sounds like you're listening to a station from New York City when Shelley's on. She is so wonderful with her voice work. And if you haven't listened for a while and you like classic rock and the cutting edge of today, Shelley's rocking. She's got it going on.
All right.
Monday through Friday, starting at 7 o'clock. It's too bad that you... Does she cook supper before she comes out?
Well, depends. It depends.
All right, we're going to do some live reads, and I'll start by thanking our National Ag Week sponsors. We are having some messages, some different production that has been made, especially for our agriculture sector out there, the number one industry here in Nebraska. So we want to thank Downey Drilling, A1 Auto Repair in Arnold, Nebraska State Bank here in Broken Bow, Myrna, and Callaway, Farm Credit Services of America here in Broken Bow, Mead Lumber, Broken Bow, Mills Hardware in Arnold, Arrow Seed in Broken Bow, Trotter Service, Broken Bow, Dewey's Implement and Welding in Myrna, the Baco Transfer down Litchfield Way, Power Solutions just out on the highway east of Broken Bow, Sargent Irrigation right here in Broken Bow, and many other locations in Nebraska and beyond. Agland ATV right here on West Highway 2 in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Trotter Fertilizer, thanks guys at Broken Bow. State Farm Insurance, Donna Cahill is your agent there, and they're located at the old Dog and Suds building.
Oh, yeah.
Out East Highway 2, right across from Tumbleweed.
Mm-hmm.
And Grocery Cart right next to there here in Broken Bow. Mount Custer Truck Sales, they're out east right there, not far from Power Solutions, all right there together. Sun Valley Landscaping in Ansley, Nebraska, Ansley, America.
Mm-hmm.
Custer Public Power serving a very large area of this portion of Nebraska. And Agribest Feeds in Callaway, all sponsoring the Salutes to Agriculture on KCNI KBBN.
And we appreciate it.
We do, very much so.
And we appreciate all of our ag producers, too.
Yes, and you ag producers out there, we got a little idea for you.
Here we go. An idea.
It's an idea.
All begins with an idea.
Bring in the whole family. maybe the whole crew, before you get too busy for spring planning, and sit down and have yourself a meal at the Tumbleweed Cafe.
There you go.
Enjoy home-cooked style food, just like Grandma used to make out on the farm, darn near it. And enjoy a sit-down meal, because you guys and gals are going to be hopping here before you know it. And by the way, when you are hopping out in the fields, give the Tumbleweed a call, and one of you can come into town and pick up your meal at the drive-thru, take it out, and have a real meal that sticks to your ribs. You know, things like potatoes and gravy and chicken fried steak and chicken and, you know, all those sorts of things can be put in containers and taken to the farm and enjoyed out in the fields. So they're ready for you at the Tumbleweed Cafe, Carmen and the crew. And they also invite you, if you have a celebration coming up, talk to them about their party and meeting room at the Tumbleweed, open 7 days a week.
There you go. And here's another good idea for you. Bring everybody in for the Ansomo Volunteer Fire Department and their annual pancake supper. They're going to be hosting it on March 26th from 6 until 8 p.m. at the Ansomo Fire Hall. They'll be serving pancakes and sausage for a free will donation. And hey, well, we've been talking about it. This has been a time of season where our volunteer firemen and firefighters have kind of been put to the test on some issues. So here's a great way to support those who service the Ansomo area. Ansomo Volunteer Fire Department having their annual pancake supper March 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Ansomo Fire Hall. Again, serving pancakes and sausage. It's all for just a free will donation on March 26th.
All right. Now, if you have activities coming up where you want to dress up a little bit, maybe you have a favorite garment that you know you're going to be using for, this spring, maybe a wedding, maybe just a gathering, maybe graduations are coming up, and you want to make sure you look sharp. And sometimes you have garments that look sharper if they're cleaned as a dry cleaning method, or just, kind of really spiffed up and make sure they're bright and clean. Well, the Quilting Shack in Broken Bow is also the Cleaning Shack, and they have a method for you to get your garments clean and bright.
Yes, and this is our weekly reminder to you that the Cleaning Shack is right here in Broken Bow, inside the Quilting Shack on East Highway 2. And if you have some garments that need dry cleaned, the drop-off deadline would be tomorrow, Wednesday, by 11:30. Have it there by tomorrow, 11:30, and then you can have it back the following Wednesday by 3. Also, speaking of the Quilting Shack, they have a great variety of projects and material available, so check out what they have. Also, mark your calendars for April 5th. It'll be Pillow Fluff Day at the Quilting Shack. They're open Tuesday to Saturday, closed on Sunday and Monday. The Quilting Shack in Broken Bow. Their hours Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 5:30. Open Saturdays, 11 until 4. And again, if you have some garments that need dry clean, get them in by tomorrow, 11:30.
All right. Thank you very much, Brent. Now, we've been hitting the coffee pretty hard here this morning, or at least I have. And it's good. We have good coffee here, I will say. Kristen gets the beans ground up and has it ready to be percolated in the morning. That's great. Get that cup of coffee in. But when you want something with a little more flavor, a little bit special, I have a spot for you to go to, and you can drive right up to it. It's called Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts. You can also shop inside the building as well. They got some great gift ideas in there. And later on, as the weather warms up, you can actually sit outside, out back on their patio, and they have delicious cuisine each and every day right there at the counter as well.
Yeah, great lunch specials. Don't forget about them for lunch. And every month, they do some featured drinks that kind of center around a theme for the month. And, of course, we're coming out of St. Patty's Day for the month of March, so a lot of their drinks this month kind of feature around that theme. And they are currently featuring for the rest of March the Irish Mudslide, the Pot of Gold Brave. This is my favorite, the Nutty Irish Woman.
Oh, you mean the gal up at the courthouse?
No. This is just the name of a drink, Dave. A mixture of cherry, hazelnut, and Irish cream. Also featuring this month, the Iced Irish Coffee. Drinks can be made hot, cold, or blended with caffeine or without, so check them out at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts in Broken Bow. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 until 2, open Saturday, 8 to 1, 933 South East Street, right on the main drag in Broken Bow. Check them out, and also check them out on Facebook. They do a lot of updating on their Facebook page to keep you up to date as to what's happening at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts.
Things are so much better now than they were a year or two ago as far as getting together and gathering with friends, and some of the things we've been talking about, weddings and gatherings, graduations, Easter, all that coming up. And you know, when you get together with family and friends, you kind of want to make sure you're catching everything that's going on. And we get our eyes checked to make sure we're seeing our relatives and friends. We get our health checked to make sure we're going to be feeling good when we get together with our friends and family. Why not get your hearing checked so that you can hear everything that's going on when you gather with your friends and family? We have the answer. Nebraska Land Hearing Center.
Yes, sir. If you struggle with your hearing and or worry about missing out on conversations with family and friends at gatherings, stop in to see Roxanne at the Nebraska Land Hearing Center. Some great things going on right now, like free hearing evaluation and free office calls, free extended warranties on new hearing aids, and extended discounts for just buying local. There's no need to travel outside of the area now because Roxanne sells the top technology available in the world right here in Broken Bow. And with Roxanne and the Nebraska Land Hearing Center, you get that good local follow-up service. So call to make an appointment today. The number is, listen close, 308-384-3852. 308-384-3852, the number to call to make an appointment at the Nebraska Land Hearing Center.
We'll take a quick break and then get ready with Rare Earth on the way.
Get the used equipment you need now. Purple Wave Auction sells hundreds of pieces.
Custer Electric and Irrigation is proud to be your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, and they're celebrating their 5-year anniversary all month long. Their business birthday was on March 13th, 2017, and 5 years have absolutely flown by. To celebrate with you, they are offering 10% off all parts through the month of March. That includes electric motors. They have a large variety of WEG and Balder motors in stock too, ready to go. Make sure you schedule a pivot inspection with Custer Electric and Irrigation soon. Every 4th inspection is free, and you get 10% off all parts used. The savings continue too, because in-season pivots that were inspected ahead of time get a 10% parts discount. They are proud to be the only business in the area that can take care of your electrical, ag, and irrigation needs with a single phone call or handshake. Simply put, they are excited to celebrate their 5-year anniversary right now, and they look forward to many years of serving you ahead. Call 872-7786, like them on Facebook, or visit custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
35 degrees under a cloudy sky, winds very, very stiff out of the north, 20 to 30 plus miles per hour. Barometric pressure continues to hold at 29.93, humidity at 63%. If you're just tuning in, we picked up a whopping 200s precipitation as of 7 o'clock this morning. Under the Sun, I like that. Under the Sun is the name of the gathering for the Wild Rose Art Gallery coming up this Friday, and that runs from 7 until 9 p.m. Friday evening. And it's your chance to see what the artists are doing, what they're creating. And it's a reception featuring the gallery's latest works. And it's located at the Off-Broadway Market building, or former Chamber of Commerce building, right on the corner, right on the intersection there of 21 and Highway 2. They'd love to have you stop in at 7 o'clock this Friday at the Wild Rose Art Gallery.
Good. Yes.
Shuffling my papers.
That's okay.
Used to be when you were in radio, you tried not to shuffle your papers.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get taught that in broadcast school?
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Don't shuffle
kind
your
of.
papers.
Yeah.
Oh, we have our guest coming in.
Oh,
Brent.
we do.
Go ahead and jump in there, and we'll get them seated.
All right. Just want to let you know about Circle V Stitch and Post. Our good friend Velma, they're ready there for you to get your creation started with her quality custom embroidery service. Velma carries top quality letter jackets. She can help you personalize it just the way your student wants. Purchase one for the end of the year or plan ahead and get your order in for next year's school season. Of course, you have graduation coming up. Maybe you're looking for a special personalized gift for the graduate, and Velma's there to help you out with something really neat. So get your creation started today by calling 872-6173. Circle V Stitch and Post, located just north of Broken Bow, out on Paulson Road.
It is 6 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Yes, you are.
Here on Central Nebraska's information station. I do have this story, and I want to tell this story to our next guest. Would you introduce our next guest?
Well, we have Off-Broadway here. Jody is with us, and I'm sorry, what's your name?
Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Jessica Burnett.
Yes, I believe that's it, Dave.
And Jody, pull that mic a little closer to you if you would, please, because we want to get your reaction to this story.
Okay.
And we want to talk about Off-Broadway, too, of course. But, you know, Tina Turner had a big wig.
Yes.
I don't think it was her real hair most of the time, but she had a big wig, right?
Right.
Okay. So there's actually a Broadway play about Tina Turner going on right now. The actress was dancing to Proud Mary, where she jittered around, you know. Her legs would go everywhere.
Okay.
Oh, I got a cramp. Oh. Speaking of cramps.
He really does.
Oh,
that's funny.
Oh. Well, anyway. She was doing Proud Mary.
Okay.
And this is the actress, okay? And her name is Ari Groover. And she was grooving to Proud Mary and dancing, and she probably had that little the dress that kind of shimmers, and it's pretty short, as I remember. So her wig flew off.
Oh, no.
While she was doing the play. Now, what would you do?
Keep going.
Jessica?
Just pretend like it
Is that
didn't
what
happen.
you guys would do?
Yes. That was before my era.
Well, you got to know Tina Turner. But if you were on the stage and your wig flew off and you were dancing to Proud Mary, that's what she did.
Mm-hmm.
She went ahead and danced right through it. But what else did she do to really, really top it off?
Somehow picked up the wig in the course of the routine.
And threw it out into the audience.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she lost her wig, she wigged out, and she threw it into the audience.
Yeah.
I wonder if she got a cramp in the bottom really quick. I got to start drinking more water and less coffee. How are you girls anyway?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good.
I don't know how we transition out of that into off-Broadway. I don't know.
Well, we sure don't lose our wigs.
No, that's good. That's good. I don't think we have a wig in the house.
No.
Everybody's natural.
Well, how's it going, ladies? How are things at Off-Broadway?
Doing great.
Good. Now, there's still, last time you were in, you talked about kind of a special or special pricing through the end of March.
Correct.
So, I mean, March will be done before we know it. So if people are thinking about it, want to take advantage of that special, they need to visit with you.
Yes,
Right.
they need to call and set up a tour, and then there's a process that we have to go through. So it's not something that you can just come take a tour and move in, immediately. It's a process that takes place, but it's to take a part of the promotion. Just give us a call, and we can set up a tour, and then we can go from there.
And the promotion is what? I mean, you save a little bit of money on like the first few months, or how does that go? How does your promotion work?
So with you have to qualify first, and then you get $1,000 deposit you have to put down, and then 1 month's rent, and then you receive 1 free month.
Okay.
So, but you'd have to qualify to get all that.
Okay. And you guys obviously can help people through that process.
Absolutely. We'd love to.
So availability, we still have some availability?
A few, but we're filling up pretty fast.
Are
I
ya?
mean, we're getting lots of calls. So
Good.
if they're interested, they need to act soon.
Okay. And I know, I'm guessing anyway, that if you do get filled up, people still, if they're interested, still need to contact you because you work with a waiting list, don't you?
Yep.
Okay.
We do have a waiting list. We will have a waiting list as well. And we would just contact them and keep in contact with them as things process.
Okay.
So.
All right. And of course, the services that people receive when they are a resident of Off-Broadway are numerous. I mean, we talk about meals, and one thing that I didn't know you guys did until you mentioned it a few weeks ago, maybe I just missed it, but even laundry service, right?
Yep, we do the 3 meals, weekly laundry, housekeeping, transportation, in-house beautician, library access 24/7, the ice cream. We've got the gazebo for the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we've got a lot of things going on. Plus, we do weekly shopping. We have women's walking club. We're busy.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's an active facility, isn't it?
Very.
Yeah.
They're busy and they can participate if they want, or they don't have to. It's up to them.
Yeah. I bet a lot of people take advantage of the gazebo when the weather gets nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's pretty busy.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Anything else on your list as we continue to move forward here that you wanted to make sure people knew about?
We still have a few positions. We're adding members, but we do have a few positions, med aid especially, and kitchen assistant. We do have a few positions available.
All right. Sounds good. And if people have any questions about what we're talking about, the easiest way, I assume, is to just give you a phone call or even just stop in and visit with you.
Yep, yeah. Look us up on Facebook. We have a Facebook page as well as just give us a call. I mean, to get the most, and ask for Jody or I, and we can go from there. So, and then make sure we have our newsletter. We've got a gift card that we're going to be drawing for, so make sure that they look at our newsletter and do the crossword, and there's a chance to win a gift card. So.
Nice. And the newsletter, can that be accessed on your website and Facebook page
Yep.
too?
Facebook, it's at all of the restaurants as well as several businesses, as well as Facebook and on our website.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Jody,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
How do you feel about J-Lo and Ben Affleck?
I have no comment. I'm pleading the fifth.
Well, you know they're back together again.
Are they?
Yeah. And how many apartments, how many rooms are in Off Broadway?
42?
42 rooms. Kitchen, the dining area, the front lobby, and then all the apartments.
That's excluding.
That, yeah.
Excluding.
It's 42 apartments.
42 apartments? Yeah. Do you include the janitor's room in that? Isn't there like a janitor's room?
Are you moving in?
Well, it's goof off day, and I figured maybe you might find somebody in there. Anyway, they're back together. You knew that, didn't you?
I did know that. Yes.
And they're buying some real estate together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
Because they're in love again.
Yeah.
It's an on and off thing. But Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have found a new place to live, and they're going to reunite, and it's about a $50 million estate.
Nice.
Yeah. Has 10 bedrooms, 17 bathrooms.
17 bathrooms?
Yeah.
Wow.
In case you got to go, it's not very far away.
Well,
4 kitchens and an infinity pool. What's that? Infinity pool.
I have no idea. I don't know.
That's your homework.
I'm going to have to check that out. If they break up, it's okay because they have enough room. They don't have to see one another.
Yeah.
Live in different parts of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
They'll
good
just
point.
have to make sure they're not in the infinity pool at the same time.
Are they eligible for Off-Broadway? How old are they?
Well, I don't know how old Ben. He's younger than. I don't know. What's the age again to get it in?
65.
Oh, it's 65. Okay.
No,
All right.
Ben's not 65.
No.
And
they're both younger than that.
And J-Lo, she just looks like she did when she was 17. So I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Amazing.
So Off-Broadway's big. It's got 42 apartments, but Ben and Jennifer will have 10 bedrooms and 17. Why would you have 10 bedrooms and 17 bathrooms?
I don't know. Sounds like quite the place.
Yeah. It's not as nice as Off-Broadway.
No, it's not. We talked about all the activities that are there on a daily basis, but you guys kind of do things, kind of around holidays or, you do special events too, right?
We just had a wonderful St. Patrick's Day party.
Yeah,
so
good.
It was a lot
Did
of fun.
everybody wear green?
We actually put hats on them and faces on them, and
Nice.
they had so much fun. It was a lot of giggles.
Yeah, good.
A lot of giggles.
Well, we talk about this a lot when you guys come in, but one of the biggest benefits about Off-Broadway is it's kind of your own little family, and there's a lot of interaction with your residents and interaction with people that come from the outside and visit too.
I agree. It is
Yeah.
a family atmosphere.
Yeah, great. All right, anything else on your notes or anything that you wanted to cover? We want to remind everybody again about the special because it's going to end in March, right?
Yep. As of right now, yes.
Okay. All right.
Very good.
If they have any questions, contact Off-Broadway.
Yep. Ask for Jody or I.
Okay.
Jody,
Yes.
how do you feel about solar flares?
Solar flares?
Yeah, solar flares. There's one coming.
Is there?
Yeah, and you might want to double check. Do you have a backup generator at Off-Broadway? You might want to get one if you don't, because
Okay.
there's a huge solar flare coming to the Earth. That's where we live here on the.
Thanks, Dave, for clarifying that.
And it could mess up with the power grid.
Can we just borrow yours?
Really?
We can run a line from here to Off-Broadway. Yeah, but I'm serious.
Really? It
Yeah.
could. Okay. When is it to hit?
Well, let's see here. There's a huge solar flare heading for the Earth this week.
Oh my!
Could mess up with the power grid, and it's expected to not really do any real damage, but you might have your lights flicker just a little bit, Jody. So if the lights flicker at Off-Broadway, it's probably not city power. It is very well could be the solar flare. I just wanted you to know that.
So I don't have to panic and call
don't
the
panic.
utilities and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Man, who knows? There might be an alien that's over 65 that might drop in and want to stay at your place.
Or at least stop in for a tour.
Or for some ice cream.
Yeah. I'm going to hold back the comment, Dave. It was right there.
Thanks for coming in, ladies.
Thanks
for having us.
No, it's our pleasure. More our pleasure than yours.
Yeah, probably.
Let's have some champagne with Steve Earle on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Want your biggest possible tax refund this year? Jackson Hewitt and Walmart have an offer you won't want to miss. Your Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro will prepare your federal return for as little as $59 and no more than $179. Taxes done where you shop. Your biggest federal refund guaranteed for no more than $179. Stop by Jackson Hewitt in any participating Walmart store today because this offer won't last. Terms apply.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, How would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
It is 9:23. I hope the girls will be back from Off-Broadway. I hope I didn't offend them in any way.
I think you were all right.
If I wouldn't have got that,
they're good sports. They'll be back.
I wouldn't have got that cramp.
I think
I wouldn't have been.
I have to admit that made me laugh.
Ooh.
Isn't that the worst though?
Oh, yeah.
A foot cramp when it just feels like your foot is just being sucked into the bottom of your shoe.
Well, it starts curling up on you.
Oh, I
in
hate
the middle,
that.
you know.
Mm.
But it all was because of Tina Turner's wig flying off of the.
Yeah. Well, you
stage.
got a little animated when you were talking about it. Then next thing you know, you got a cramp. You got to be careful. You're not as young as you used to be.
I feel as young, in my little brain.
Yeah.
But
I go through that when the grandkids come over.
Yeah.
When they come over, I feel real young and spry, and I'll get down on the floor and we'll be wrestling around and, and then it comes time to get up. And it's like, oh no, I'm not as young as I used to be.
Well, I tell you, the folks who have a lot of energy, I'm just going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
The folks at Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they are...
Do you think they have a warm-up routine? There are some businesses where they take their employees through a warm-up routine to get the day started.
I could see,
you think
I could see them doing that.
You think they do like morning calisthenics to get ready at Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency? Now, careful because...
Insurance.
Yeah, there you go. Dave's doing jumping jacks.
1, 2,
now, be careful.
3,
Don't get a cramp.
Health umbrella, 3, 4, 5, ag coverage.
Yeah. Wow. Those... I don't know if I've quite seen jumping jacks performed like that.
Is that a compliment or a criticism?
Well, hey, take it any way you want. But they are ready to go for you. They're going to be, when you walk in the door, they will be ready, folks. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, they recently added another farm casualty ag commercial company that is very competitive in our area, so they'd love to talk to you about that. If you haven't done this already, always a good time of year to do an insurance review to make sure that your insurance coverage is where it needs to be. Of course, they deal in life insurance. We know it's so important. Makes an inexpensive gift, too, for kids from grandparents. It gains cash and guarantees insurability at different life stages. So visit with the folks at Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency today. You can contact Chip and Liana in the Callaway office by calling 836-2201. Of course, Tim Troxel, now a part of Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. Tim continues to work here at the office in Broken Bow. Give him a call at 872-6996. And they have other spots around the state as well. So they're ready to go to work for you. If you have any insurance questions, contact the Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
Yes, and I'm going to skip. I'm a little. You got me a little nervous about calling out Tim Troxel. Calling him Tiny Tim.
Well, yeah, did
I say Tiny Tim?
Well, you did.
Tiny Tim Troxel?
You did. Yes, you said that.
I'm worried about saying that.
Well, I've been wondering if you have permission to do it. Have you talked to Tim about this?
No, I haven't seen Tim.
Oh.
I'm a little worried. If I see him, he might pound on me.
Oh, well, who did you told me you have permission to call him.
I asked
Tiny
if it would
Tim.
be okay. I asked the head
who
office.
Did you ask?
I asked Liana.
Oh.
Who, by the way, is hotter than a plate of steaming lasagna. And Chip is so hip. He is no
hip.
dip.
That's right.
He knows his insurance. Moving along.
Yes, moving right
along.
along.
Let's go to Ansley, America for a moment.
Let's do. Hey, the Muddy Creek Celebration. This has been going on for 135 years, folks.
Gosh.
And people in the area are trying to make sure that it continues because, listen, we know to put on a festival, to put on a celebration, it takes a lot of work. And so they're trying to get things organized to where they can continue this annual celebration. And to do that, they're going to start with a meeting on Monday March 28th. This will be at 7 o'clock in the Ansley High School boardroom. If you can help or you want to make sure that this celebration continues, they need you to come to the meeting. 135 years of this fun celebration is not enough. They want to keep it going, but they have to have the manpower to keep it going. So this is kind of what this meeting is all about. If you want to help but are unable to attend the meeting, they encourage you to contact Andy Gibbons, and his number is 308-763-1193. They realize everyone's schedules are busy, but many hands will make less work for everyone. So let's keep this fun tradition going for the community of Ansley with the Muddy Creek celebration. Again, they'll have kind of a planning meeting to kind of see where things stand, and that'll be on Monday, March 28th at 7 p.m., and it will take place in the Ansley High School boardroom.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
A little choked up on that one.
That's all right.
I think
okay.
Yeah.
Goes back to those jumping jacks. See, first off, you didn't warm up properly to do your jumping jacks. You got to be careful doing that. Just all of a sudden,
Now I'm just worried about Tiny Tim Troxel. Did I say that?
You did. Be careful.
Tim Troxel. And I'm a little worried about the redhead up at the courthouse.
Oh?
What was that called, that one drink?
What?
At Prairie Grounds.
Oh. Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Let me get the sheet.
The nutty redhead?
The Nutty Irish Woman is the name of the specialty drink at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts for the month of March.
The Nutty Irish Woman.
The Nutty Irish Woman is the name of the drink. Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm nervous because you have a look that I call it the contemplative state look, because I can tell you're contemplating, and the look says Dave's thinking.
Well, I was going to
do I say this or do I not say this? And I get really nervous whenever I see that. You talk about, sometimes you look at me and you say, what's that look for? What's that look for? And I don't even know I'm doing the look.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a look when you start kind of trying to sort through your mind, do I say it or don't I say it? And I get nervous. I do.
I'm going to ask you off the air, but what this subject is about is an Instagram model that plays guitar with her tongue. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if I should go any further than that.
Okay.
So let's talk about Custer Electric and Irrigation.
Let's do. Custer Electric and Irrigation is celebrating their 5-year anniversary all month long at Custer Electric and Irrigation. 5 years have flown by. They have. I can't believe the guys have been there for 5 years. But they are ready to celebrate with you. They're offering 10% off all parts through the month of March. That includes electric motors. They have a large variety of Wagon Baldor motors in stock too. Irrigation season will be here in no time, so make sure you schedule a pivot inspection with Custer Electric and Irrigation soon. Every fourth inspection is free, and you get 10% off all parts used. So stop in or give Lance a call with any questions on these great deals at Custer Electric and Irrigation. You'll find them West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
I wonder, like for Chip and Liana and Tim, if they would consider stopping by Circle V Stitch and Post and having some shirts made with their logo on it on one side, and then on the other side for Liana, she could have a steaming plate of lasagna sewn in.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
You know,
sure.
For an example, or Chip on one side, and then on the other side, he's hip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't want to go in. I don't even want to go with Tim Troxel because I don't want to make him mad. You think Velma would be able to do that?
I think she would, yes. Always ready to help you get things together. Maybe you want to promote your business or whatever with a neat embroidered shirt or hat or jacket. Velma is there to get your creation started, so just give her a call at 872-6173.
There was talk about Congress passing a permanent daylight savings bill. Says the move to make daylight savings permanent has stalled. Go figure. I mean, they can't seem to do anything but deadlock anyway. We were so excited for sunshine later in the day, but the proposed legislation that was approved by the Senate last week has members of Congress saying they're in no hurry to rubber stamp it, especially with things going across, the world that's going on. I guess that makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, if we stay on daylight time, when we're in the the middle of the winter, and days are short anyway.
Right.
When would the sun come up? If we were seriously, when would the sun come up if we stayed on daylight time in the winter?
Let's see. What is it, around 8 o'clock in the dead of the winter when it comes up? Is that right? Yeah.
On standard time.
Standard time. Yeah.
So if we stay on daylight time, we wouldn't see the sun coming up sometimes until 9 in the morning.
Yeah, just about.
I don't know. Man, that's awfully late for the sun to come up.
Well, let me ask you this. With the way things work in Washington, this would come down to, do Republicans sleep later
yes, probably.
than Democrats?
It's hard to tell.
Or which one would like to, not have it get light till 9?
Yeah.
I mean, slow up your commute to work.
Yeah. I mean, a day is a day.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's 24 hours.
I mean, watch animals. They don't care what the clock says.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
But I was just wondering, when I heard that they were talking about this, that's where my mind went. I'm like, boy, when when the days are the shortest, when would the sun come up?
I don't know. Let's just let the independents decide.
There you go. Sounds good.
One more job opening. Country Partners Cooperative is looking for help.
Yes, they have several opportunities for you. They're currently looking for a station manager in the Anselmo office. Also, full-time custom applicator positions are available now in Ord, Callaway, and Myrna. And they have seasonal agronomy truck driving positions available at all locations. Now, you must have or be able to obtain your CDL for those. Apply today by going to their website. It's just simply Country Partners Co-op. That's all together. No punctuation or anything. Just countrypartnerscoop.com. Or you can contact their HR department at 308-537-7141. Country Partners Co-op is an equal opportunity employer, and we always remind you that as we read these job opportunities during the breakfast show, they're all posted for you on sandhillsexpress.com. Just go to the employment page. You'll find that, I believe, under the community tab. So just go to that page, and you'll find all of the details. If you missed some information, missed a number or something, you can find all of that on sandhillsexpress.com.
Okay, thank you, Brent.
You're welcome, Dave.
I think I'm going to skip the Instagram model playing the guitar with her tongue story. I think I'll just skip. This is a family show.
Okay, thanks.
But I do want to remind you folks out there that you can now enter in the Extreme Experience Ultimate Track Day Experience, driving a Porsche, Lamborghini, Ford Mustang, Shelby. Pick your car when you get there if you win. All brought to you by Chapin's Furniture, Sun Valley Landscaping in Ansley, and the Grocery Cart. That's who's on the new poster now that Jeremy rebuilt. And you can go online and start registering.
Yes. People started yesterday.
Oh, I bet they did.
I think we already have hundreds. And I believe we should emphasize you can register every day.
Once a day?
Yep, I believe so.
Okay.
So if you registered yesterday, you can go back and register again today to increase your chances to win.
All right. This is Nebraska Severe Weather Awareness Week along with Ag Week. And I know that Gavin has got a story running on local news right now about that. And we're so fortunate, knock on wood here. I know some more bad storms last night down south, tornadoes and so forth. So the season is upon us. And there's a test coming up for Nebraska that will be across the state of Nebraska as well. So I think that's today, maybe.
Oh, Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually they do like, a statewide tornado drill?
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're listening to the radio and you hear like a weird click or sound or something, there's a good chance that is just a test of our emergency activation system.
Yes. Okay, that's all this. I was going to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger today. I was going to ask Jody if she thought he was hot, but she got away before we could discuss that. He is, however, been very effective. I don't know if you've read about this or heard it on the radio.
A little bit.
He sent a video online on social media, and it did get through to Russia, and it's having quite an effect. He's very popular in Russia, and there's so many people that are being fed information in Russia that they still believe that nothing's going on like it's really going on, and he's doing a good job of explaining that. So that's a good news story there. Yeah. I think he did the right thing. We'll move past the model that can play the guitar with her tongue. That's another whole story, and I think it'd make you uncomfortable.
Okay, well, thank you for not going there.
Sure. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. Stay tuned for Pure Country on KCNI and only the best in rock here on KBBN. Have yourself a super good day.
Thank you. You too.